Hey, hello, it's me, Blader. Here to show you guys my deck profile on Noble Knights. I feel it's a very great deck right now. I consider it a tier 2 deck. My build, I felt like I made some very good choices with it after all the practicing I've done online with it, and as far as doing all the research. I've seen a lot of other builds over on YouTube and deck forums, and most of the time I just question the choices that these people make because it just makes no sense to me. I just want to you know. But I felt like I should show you guys what a real Noble Knight deck, a real competitive one, can do if you build it right. So let me go ahead and show you guys why I picked some of the choices for this deck. Alright, so I'm going to pull it up right now. Okay, so as you can tell right off the bat, I have 3 Artorigas and a Bunny. And you may be running, or maybe asking, why are you running 3 Artorigas? Well, the reason I run him, actually multiple reasons, is number one, for the whole Noble Knight archetype, we don't have that many monsters. And right now we're kind of hurting for a monster count. So he helps mitigate that problem a lot. He also makes Noble Knight Gwaine much more live in this build. You can pretty much special summon this guy with any other normal Noble Knight monster and make an instant XYZ. And Artorigas helps that a lot. Another reason I run him is because obviously Bunny, he open up with a rabbit, summon him, and then you get to thin the deck by 2 cards. And then you can go into any XYZ that you want. You know, any kind of situation you're stuck in, you can pretty much get out of it with this guy. And the last reason as to why I run this guy is because obviously Lady of the Lake. Normal summon her, special summon Artorigas, and then go into Ignoble Knight of High Launcelin, and then just start wrecking shit up. So there's a lot of reasons to run this guy, and me just telling you probably won't convince you. So I would suggest just testing this guy at 3 with Rabbit, and you would do fine. In my opinion, like, it's not as inconsistent as some people are saying. Like, I've played well over 100 games, and there may have been like maybe only 1 or 2 times that I've drawn into a Rabbit, well, after already going through 2 Artorigas. You know, it's just not that inconsistent. And obviously we have the 3 Majots, staple, no question. 3 Boars, he always has to be at 3. I've seen some people play 2, and I just don't understand why, considering he's the second best opening play that we have currently. And anything less than 3, I just don't understand why some people play him at 2. It just makes no sense. And then Noble Knight Tristan, he's at 2 because he doesn't have as much synergy with Noble Knight Gwaine, but his ability to pop cards is really, really good in this deck. It's very, very essential to have because there's going to be a lot of situations where you need his effect. So I just consider him a really good card at 2. 3 Gwaine, because this deck is very, very live, or at least this build is very live with Gwaine, considering you run 3 Artorigas, 2 Lady. Even though I run 3 Artorigas, I find 2 Lady the best number, because when I was running 3 Lady, I found out I only really used 2 max throughout the whole duel, and I never really used the 3rd one, so I figured I could just replace the 3rd one with a much more needed card, like say Effect Veiler. I run 2 Effect Veiler, and I consider them very, very essential to this deck, because it stops your opponent from big-eyeing your boss monster, or you can stop a Dracosac or a Black Rose Dragon going off. And right here we have Chad. I have him at 1 because you don't want him early game, but having him late game can be a lifesaver at times. And not only that, this deck has an OTK involved with him, so there might be some situations where you can use this guy and just win the duel right then and there. Right here, Reinforcement Army, staple. Book of Moon, I consider this a staple. I run only 1 Arthur. The reason I run 1 is because I found 2 to be not essential. It's not really needed. 1 is just good enough for when you really need it, but other than that, I don't really consider it as great as the other noble arms like Gallatin, which I run 2 of. 2 Caliburn. I love Caliburn. That life point gain is a lifesaver. If you underestimate that 500 life point boost and you don't use it, well then shame on you, because there's a good chance you might lose that duel if you being careless all the time. So yeah, I would recommend that life point gain. And then right here, Noble Arms Excalibur. 3 is too much. You don't want to run 1. Right now, 2 is the perfect number, because most of the time throughout a whole match, you're gonna rank up at least 1 time using this method right here, Noble Arms Excalibur. I just consider it a very good card to have. Not only that for ranking up, but for also the preventing your opponent from targeting you. This is what makes our boss monsters so untouchable. It's just this card right here. Your opponent can't big eye. Your opponent can't pop the card at all. They just can't target the dude. And if they were to kill him somehow, Noble Arms of Destiny will protect him for that turn, which I run 3 of. You don't have to run 3, but I consider it pretty essential to have. It's a very nice thing to have. Until we start getting better Noble Arms, I think we should just play this at 3 right now. Right here, 3 Forbidden Lance. Now this is a staple. These 3 cards are staples. No question. Like, if you run anything less than 3, then I'm just not gonna. I won't take your deck build seriously. And the reason I say that is because our normal summons are so important that if we get stunned at any point during that turn, we won't be able to go off, and then our opponent will then go next and maybe OTK us because we weren't able to get our plays off. So that's how essential our normal summons are. Like, we have to run 3 Forbidden Lances. 2 Mysticals. I only need 2. 3 is overkill. At least in the main. I run an extra in the side deck just in case I need it. And right here we have the 3 staple traps. I don't consider Torrential a staple at all. I consider Solemn Warning, Bottomless, and Compulse to be the 3 main essential traps for this format. And there's no other trap cards that are better than these 3 right now. And here's my side. Like I talked about, I got the 1 Mystical, the 2 XYZ Encore, Fossil Dyna, DNA Surgery, Royal Decree, Imperial Iron Wall, Mistake, Vanity's Emptiness. These are just general side cards to get rid of problematic decks like Prophecies, Dragons especially. You got Mermails. Just anything that's bothering you. That's just what I use. And right here you got the Volcasaurus and Gaia combo. Two kings. Right here. 2 of each. This guy's a staple. These 2 are staples. This I need for my lady build. And you got the Diamond Direwolf. I consider him a very great card to get out of situations. Like, say if there's a skill drain on the field, XYZ into this guy, and you can still pop the card. So that's why I consider him a very nice choice to have in this deck. And then you have Star Leech, Paludynamo, the 2 Ignoble Knights of Hylansland, and the 1 Scarred Warrior. I never went into this guy, but there might be situations to where you want to use him. So I kept him just as an in-case type of thing. So yeah, that's my deck. I'm running out of time. It's like, what, 8:35? Yeah, 8 minutes and 35 seconds. Okay, so I only have 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Now, I've been playing a lot with this build that you see right here, or that you saw, and if you want to see more of it in action, I have other videos on my channel that you can see. And I upload it daily, well, almost daily, about 3 videos a day. And if you're interested, just go ahead and check it out, see how to play it, and you'll understand why I made the choices that I made. I can't take the deck to regionals right now as I don't have the money to travel currently. I'm working on it, but next format, I'm going in real life with this deck. So yeah, you go ahead and rate, subscribe, and comment if you want. I don't block anything at all. I mean, if you guys want to say whatever you want, go ahead. If you have any suggestions, go ahead, comment. Alright, bye.